Hello friends, so today lesson about data analysis and review videos from last week from my camera where I drove behind Austin, behind Jesse, behind the driver from the other team. But now let's take a look on data. So we have three lines, three drivers here. Pink, this is me with KA engine. Yellow, this is Jesse on his card, and green, this is Austin. So it's like Friday and Saturday practice, and the same tires, very old Vega. But let's see what is the difference. So first, in the first corner, we see that Austin was slower than me and then Jesse. And then he brake a little bit earlier, lower speed, and he lost a little bit there. So the gap increasing just because he was slower. But the question is why he is slower here, like 2 miles per hour, if we see that, for example, here he is faster and here he is faster. The answer in the last corner. The answer is in the last corner. But that's why. Jesse and me, my line is pink and yellow Jesse. We see that we enter to the corner at the same point where we brake a little bit, slow down. But Jesse brake much more, or he entered the steering much more, and because of this, he lose a lot, much more speed. Yeah, so difference here 3 miles per hour. And the gap is 1/10. Just before we brake, we have more than 1/10 just in the first corner. It shouldn't be. And let's take a look on the video. Let's make one more time and slow. One, two. So total, I saw that Jesse's card make about 2, 3 small tiny slides. Why? Let's take a look quickly and try to focus on the rear bumper of Jesse's card. Yeah, so it was like in a lot of input in the beginning. Then because of this oversteer and rear start losing sliding, then go back a lot and then again. And the goal was just to have less input on the enter and release card more wide if we have not enough grip. In this case, you can carry more speed. That's it. Sometimes in previous I noticed different line when we enter to the corner. Yeah, and here it's still a little bit later. Yeah, you see that my card is more narrow. My card is more narrow and less angle, but we see here that just turned a little bit later than me, and probably grip is not enough there. And we see here that rear slides. Okay, in this case, just release card outside, but he holds the card pretty narrow and fast, very fast move back on the left, and that's why less speed is possible to carry. Okay, let's go back to the data. Then we see that uh, Jesse yellow line coasting early on the top of the hill, then brake with not so hard power as me, and then he release brakes and enter to the corner faster, as we see on the video. When I stop the video, Austin at the same time brake even later than me. But at this point, he also release. He's not on the brakes, release them and go to the corner earlier and faster than me. But uh, because of this, we see that he has problem in the exit and he lost all his performance and killed momentum because he's fighting with the cart. So when we enter to the corner very fast, it means that our chassis is very loaded, we have understeer and we are not able to go on the throttle and accelerate free. The goal is to have free cart on the exit, but it's impossible if you dive into the corner. And we see diving and from Jesse and big diving from Austin at the same time. And because of this, we see this yellow line goes up and green line goes up. Yeah, both of them goes up, and we have 3 and 2/10, almost 4 for Jesse before the clubhouse. And this is only because, yeah, first corner, a lot of sliding because oversteering, over driving, then early coasting, and then release brakes and diving into the corner. And then because of this, you killed your momentum and you don't have exit on the hill. Later, Jesse fixed this. But still not consistent, and we still work on all the time. Like last like 3 4 months, I always said, "Hey guys, brake later, harder, and brake more deep." The problem now that you release brakes and then just go into the corner with more high speed, and from the apex till exit, you fight with the cart and you are not able to accelerate. You slow down yourself. And you see that I brake more deep, more hard, but then early on the throttle, much earlier on the throttle comparing with uh, Jesse and Austin. And then phew, I go fast on the hill, even with this very, very slow bed engine. Yeah, and, uh, and when we see this line like yellow below purple and green also here, we know that this is not engine because when we move here, we see how much better yellow line comparing purple. The same here because engine is more powerful comparing with mine. So here these lines below, this is only bed driving in the second corner, which begins from bed braking, then release braking. So in essence, it was very late braking and then release braking. For Jesse, it was early braking, then release braking in the middle where you still need to put hard and fast enter to the corner, like from the middle of the track as we see here. You see that I'm still on the left line, but Jesse in the middle of the corner. So this is my radius, this is Jesse radius, and also because of high speed, you enter to the corner and then forces push you out all the time. So for me, I slow down as much as I need, and then when I release, cart easy enter to the corner on the limit, not over the limit. I don't need to fight. It's free. It's rotated till apex, and then just throttle go up on the hill. Let's go to the video. You see, early enter and narrow enter for Jesse, and then sliding and fighting with the card. Then here on the hill, you see the difference on the exit? So first, I repeat so many times, we don't need to move to the middle of the track. You know, a lot of six goes here straight for KA, for Rotax. We just move a little bit, but then with straight steering, just you see that my line is more narrow, more on the left, and then my steering is just straight. I don't enter to the left here, but you see that Jesse moved more to the right, and then he moved to the left, and with this you slow down yourself. And then you see that our lines crossed. So it was like this. So from the left part of the track, from the top of the hill, with straight steering, I just release card outside. I don't have input, and just because the track goes to the left, my cart is on the right part of the track by itself. But Jesse, from the top of the hill, make a move to the left, to the middle of the track, and with this slow down himself. And you see that from here we already see the apex. Our goal is to be as soon as possible on the rumbles, on the white line. But I am here, Jesse still moving to the right. And it means that when you move to the right, forces load your tires, and then at the end you need to add more, and it's very difficult. And in my case when I moved early to the right, and then I have a moment to have straight stable cart, brake and enter with more stable cart, and my enter will be better. Many times we already go through this, but I still see these mistakes, and really just watch this video. Take this, write all these things, read again and again, and then don't repeat the same mistakes. See? Good. And narrow. And then you need to add more steering, yeah? And please, as close as possible to the apex. Then release card, stay wide, go. Good. You see again 3 small slidings, Jesse. Just because we need to be more patient with acceleration, and everything again begins from the braking. And one more trick. So I already talked to that, Jesse. First, when we go through SS and this apex here, sometimes we can be, you see the Jesse slide out. It was mistake. It begins from the braking, and we go to data, and I'll explain why. So here, even if you slide out to the right part very deep, don't fight with car, don't add steering, just cut this apex, just go straight through it. Don't make a lot of moves, and it can help and save you. I will show you later in the video. You see the same again. It's impossible to enter to the corner from this position. You shouldn't be like this, Jesse, and it's not only about Jesse. Please watch again and don't make these mistakes. You see, I shake my head because I don't want to see these mistakes. You see, I cut it first apex and then I cut it the second. So I struggled with understeer with this card in the morning. So because of this, I went deep here, then deep here, and it helps a lot. And it helps a lot. Let's go back to data. So there are always ways to use the track in different ways, not just to drive in one way, but we need to find better, more fast ways, not more slow ways, like, for example, we saw on the video. We don't use, for example, all the track. Okay, Corner Clubhouse. You see Eolus and over breaking for Jesse. Overall here, he doesn't lose a lot at this lap. Again, this is not the lap we saw in the video. There are no consistency, so sometimes better, sometimes worse, but I saw in the video what should be fixed. Here it was just on the data from what we see, it was early braking, but then carry a good speed through the corner. For Austin, it was too late and then sliding on the exit. And losing on the exit a little bit because of that, but not a big, not a big difference overall. Like comparing with me at the end and at the beginning and at the end, it's pretty much the same. But again, I want to mark that my engine was very bad in the day. I tried to tune it, but it was. You see that my line here is like 64 miles per hour only. Maybe it reached 65 at the end only, which is very, very slow for KA. That's and you see that, and Jesse and Austin gain a lot on the straight lines. But uh, even with this, my lap time was even still the fastest between them. But we see that mostly, and Jesse and Austin lost on the hill. 2 tenths for Austin and 3 overall for Jesse and 1 in the first corner. So 4, let's say what I see. And I talked to Jesse that you can drive 53 if you fix these small things. Then braking, we see braking in SS. Austin, very good. Very similar line to mine. And on the GPS and on the for energy forces here, but still a little bit earlier, and then from this point we see this is still enter more early, uh, more early acceleration, yeah, more fast enter, and you see that Austin gains a lot on the enter here, but then lost everything back. So at the beginning, when we start braking, difference between us was 0, but here we gain C 2 tenths between me and Austin, and this is just second apex. Okay, why? Just because a little bit when you're a little bit early on the braking, even such small difference as we see here, your enter is not optimal to the corner. But then I see that Austin accelerate a little bit more when I still, for example, enter to the corner and I still hold my brake pedal a little bit when I enter to rotate the car to have more front grip, to have better rotation First, and maybe he released more throttle brakes and at the same throttle, and cart goes more straight, and then it's hard to rotate, and you need to slow down your cart later when I am already rotated and on the throttle. And you see that I braked more, but then I accelerated better. About Jesse, just early braking, too early. You see that it's 1953 feet, so it's like 30, 35 feet early on the braking, and yes, because of this, you see that forces goes down. Then it's yeah, I'm already slow, but the cone is still far away. So release brakes, then again brake, then accelerate, then brake. It's not consistent, and because of this overall, it's impossible to talk about good driving in the corner, and then it's hard to rotate the cart between here first and second apex, and then you slide out after the second and so on, because everything in SS begins from the braking at the end of the straight line. Okay, so we need to avoid these moments and not to have uh, this early braking, because it just kills you. It just kills your time. And we see here 1.5 tenths in SS. Jesse lost 1.5. Okay. Then you see a small sliding here for Austin, but hey guys, I already explained that you need to be as smooth as possible, and last apex, just try to cut, not to slide. If you need to cut right apex before the last one, also cut it. Go, go ahead, try. I analyzed on the data, you don't lose when you go through that. Go. And the last braking, the same for JCSS. You see early yellow line, early braking. You see that there are no forces comparing. Yeah, I should say that uh, Austin here and here brake very, very well, very close to the limit. And just the only thing that maybe here a little bit too late diving, then release in the moment. You see that I'm earlier and Austin gain a lot, but then this is too late and you don't have exit, and like 3 tenths losing just on the exit in the in the last corner. Besides that, it could be like low 50, low 54. Yeah, let's say 2 tenths here, 2 tenths here, and we see 2.5 here for Austin. So see big step, average step, average step. Uh, and for Jesse, again, we talk to you, Jesse, and you know that you just need to brake later, closer to the limit, not too soft too early, because your chassis is not working in the corner if you do like this. And we see this, on the forces, like in the moment when we have, for example, here 0.7, you have only 0.5 G forces, and this is not enough. It's 0.05, more than 2 tenths in the last corner. So overall, it's about 6 tenths, yes? So if we count all these things, we see that on Jesse's card it was possible to make 53.7. Yeah. And this is true. This is what really possible to make on your card. And 53.9 maybe for uh, Austin on previous day. And it shows that you still need to find the limit and work and work and work to improve your driving. And we need to have more days like this where we work together on track and comparing our racing clients and data and so on. Let's go quickly to the video and try to find some small things uh, which make differences. This is work a little bit with defense and attack with Jesse. So here I let the Tracy go on the right. Jesse squeeze me too much. And you need to understand that if you do like this in the race, there can be a driver which can squeeze on the straight line, but not on the in the corner when there is a cart, which is on the limit of the grip, by the way. You see? Yeah. So in this case, when you make like this, you can even lose more because you on outside part of the track, and the driver inside can just push you out, and you will go to the wall. And if we watch reply, it will be your fault because you squeezed the driver and almost pushed him to the grass. Yeah. So you see that I already didn't have any space. Yeah. Any space to move to the left. Already half cart out of the track. So be careful with this. It also kills your speed when you squeeze so much your cart. Yeah. Very very risky. But okay, you want to push to put the pressure on the driver. That's fine. But I remind you that you need to put this pressure on the straight line. For example, here when I was in the middle, you could, for example, squeeze me a little bit and then right last moment move to the right and have optimal angle to the corner. But it was good. We stayed on track, so I think it's good. Try to be more smooth when you enter to the corner. So yeah, so easy, so easy. Uh, Position goes back. So I prefer when you first, if you see that driver behind you is not able to overtake you in the first corner, so drive as fast as possible, like this is qualification in the first corner, to keep maximum speed, not not to slide like we saw now, and then not to move so fast to the left. Stay on the right as long as possible. It will not allow the driver behind to take this right side. Yes, and but here we see that Jesse just opened the door for me. Okay, thank you, I'll go there. Because my speed is better, and my exit from the first corner is better, and then the driver just said me, hello, okay, go. This is, I lose. Don't do like this. You need to stay longer on the right part of the track, to stay in the middle, not to give opportunity to dive inside, and then just in last moment, if you feel, then move back to the left. My exit was bad because of this, but still gain position. Okay, so here I move to the left because I know that my engine is very very slow. It's 3 miles per hour was slower than Jesse's. Just go inside, not to give opportunity to go there. Okay, but and then I just move as close as possible to the driver, the right side, and try to keep him on there. And to see again, I cut one, I cut two, I cut three. Why? Also because my enter was not optimal, but at the same time, I tried to go as fast as possible. It was hard to rotate the card, so I just make my line more straight through the S's, not to kill momentum with a lot of steering. Let's watch next, next, next. Go, go, go. Oh, Jesse goes, 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 and then you see I immediately move again back. You remember, guys, if you faster and drivers on the left, not don't move your cart back to the right. Try to squeeze when you attack the cart. Squeeze him to the left part of the track, and only in the last moment move back to the right. In this, you control the situation. But every time I see now that I control the situation. And okay, if the driver moved to the right part, I will move back to the right part. In this case, I have better enter to the S's. But if you squeeze me, for example, in this case to the left part of the track, I stay very, very narrow. And then you have possibility in the last moment move to the right to have better enter, but my enter will be terrible. Why? Because I am very narrow and I need to brake much more. Okay, it's already 30 minutes of the video. It's always boring for you. I'm not sure anybody watching them, but I hope so. You can answer. So if you watch it, you will send me the message. If not, it will be my last video for you. Whenever, who it was. I'm joking. Go inside and then just switch back. Why it happens? Because if you go inside, you have so many space to move your card closer to my card, but in this case, Jesse didn't use all the track he had on the right. Enter is very narrow, and because of this card slide out on the exit, and because of this, no acceleration, no momentum, and no speed on the straight line. Okay, lesson learned. Let's go to the next video quickly, and it will be over for today. I want to show you some backlog. Just this driver now is still wearing rules. His head like this all the time. So use this put the pressure on him because he always try to see and control what is there behind. Okay, so first mistake in the last corner. Too late enter, too wide line, and mistake is too much, and then just his fast engine helped him not to lose momentum. But as far as we'll receive new engines put on our parts, we will like, of course. Okay, so also here receive from horizontal. Little bit late enter and little bit missed apex, and then diving into the second corner. Probably it's hard for you to see this, but from here, and we don't have the data, but you see the distance between us here. Enter line is not bad, but speed is much more higher, and then you see sliding can slow down convex because he didn't brake as hard as possible. As not as hard. Yes, first it wasn't so hard on the beginning, but then he release brakes and go into the corner faster and fires with the car on the exit. And here we see the same mistake what we discussed with Jesse before. Driving between guys always tricky. It was good to use this first apex here in SS, by the way. But then you need to use this. It was not bad. The same, late, enter, wide, big line, no distance, turn head, miss apex, two slidings, fast enter and sliding context. Narrow line and exit. Last moment come back to the right because of this loaded on the right side cart. Hard to rotate in clubhouse and then sliding on the exit. Okay, I think it's over here because those guys tried to hit the tires and I just braked not to hit them. And let's go to the last video with Austin. With Austin. It was not Austin, it was Auto 6. Austin. Here we are. Yeah, we saw that line was in the middle of the track, then moved in last moment, and you moved to the left, and then you need to move to the right. And because of this, car doesn't want to turn, and we saw that slide in the middle of the corner. And then no exit. Questions better here, boys and boomers. Car didn't want to rotate well. Then for me, I didn't have a stick to push my cart from the ground to go faster. You see that missed apex, very late enter, Austin, missed a load, Go very, very right, and then it's more slippery maybe there. Still try to rotate, but miss the sliding, and then you see how much miss the apex. And okay, in this case, just try to cut this to have more straight line. It will help you to keep momentum. You saw, and you know that that card is faster, but here it was just more like enter and then sliding and then oh, and kill momentum. That's it for today. That's it for today. I think we learned a lot, and there are a lot of things that you can improve in the next day if you watch again this and write the notes, what you need to fix, what will work on the next time, and come back on track, not to make the same mistakes, but to make steps forward, not to make steps back. Keep learning.